I guess I could share something with you. If you've got a certain date, that your life changed, it's very important to, even under this calendar system that we're under, it's very important to know, certain dates, especially even from this calendar, which would be January the 1st, until your birthday. So every year, we'll say if it's January the 20th, that's the 20th day of the year. And so on. You understand what I'm saying? And how many days are left each year from your birthday. You need to know those as well. Especially around your birthday and like March 21st, because that would be the real new year. Because you got to remember, look, March, April, May, June, July, August, September would be the 7th month. Sept is 7, even though it's the 8th month. September, October, 8, octagon. And see, the average goy, the average human will say it's irrelevant. What do you mean it's irrelevant? You see what I mean? So just that alone shows how unbalanced that the average subconscious is. You know what I mean? It's very serious. It's like January is Janus. You can Google Janus, whatever. Janus. It's like a double-headed deity or a triple, but it's the only thing it's about is it's looking forward and looking backward. You understand? So looking to the future and looking to the past. So I mean, it's really fucking creepy. Because, I mean, it's like hexes are real. Like the months are on the back of turtles. Because there's 13 months. Like if we're going to use the moon cycle, there's 13. And see, you should know stuff like that. But that's not. When you keep that for forever from generations, then you just slowly eradicate true soul and true spirit. But these, the numbers are very important. And I'm just kind of piggybacking on what I had posted earlier, because when I was talking about like some of the books and stuff, I know it sounds crazy, but I can see the centuries. Like if you had a ruler and saw the inches, I can see that. And that's where I want you to get to, because you're eventually, like I said, the books are keys, but eventually the books will shed away like a skin, like how certain insects shed their whole skin, or sort of like how a snake sheds its skin. And the skins are going to represent all those books. Like I said, the influence is not through those anymore. The same way that this thing has used destroyed everything and using our resources to build its fucking shit is the same way that we're using that he is using demon resources to unlock all of Saturnian energy that he knows all about. You understand? So it goes both ways. A long time ago, I said it's not fair. It's not being fair and balanced is very important. Very important. They know it, I know it. That's why it's so simple. Like October, it's not the 10th month, it's the 8th, because we're not in a real fucking system. So if you're not in a real system, then that means everything else in the brain is not fucking real. But from the day that I was born until my sobriety date, which would be, if you're talking recovery, if we're in church, the day that I finally said Jesus, if we're, whatever the case may be, it was 38 years and 11 days, or 11 days and 38 years. Okay, and 11 times 38 is 418, and 418, those numbers are very fucking high up there, very high up there when it comes to hidden black magic, and it really, really fucking does. And it has to do with the word abrahadabra, not cadabra, but abrahadabra. It has 5 A's in it and then 6 of the other letters. But the 5 and the 6 represents the interlocking of the pentagram and the hexagram. Okay, I'm giving you a lot. I'm giving you years and years of looking into this and unlocking the shit. So I'm giving you all of it. So the interlocking of that pentagram and the hexagram, and the evidence is in your society. Just look at the pentagrams and hexagrams inverted and distorted in every which way. That's why he can see all of it. You understand? He's done the videos with nature, showing you the pentagrams and all that stuff, and then saying this out here is fucking demonic and demons. We can see the both worlds. Okay? And it's not just the 11 and 38. Those are very huge. All this is. But it has to do with it happening on December the 17th of 2014, which would be the beginning of Saturnalia every year. It began on December the 17th. Because it's big. And not just that, he was under the influence of Al-Cool heavily, and this happened, between 11 and 12 on 12/17, and he's touched the surface on how night is more, it's your enchained elemental fucking demons, and they get through, they get through to the dreams that people have under the influence of the pills and shit. Okay, if we're natured out, spirited out, then our dreams are going to be from what we know is right there. It's two different fucking unseen realms going on that people will deny. But my whole point is this. What's going on with you and what's going on with everything, okay, it's everything's already played out on the other side, and this is just an echo over here, and it is, and our job is to get some tools while we're here, but it's, like I said in the other video, it's impossible to do that. So the journey, my whole point is the journey, it's crazy. I did question some of it, but I just stayed in it. I stayed in it because, the brain, my brain was I was dead, because that was the night of a relapse after 3 days. I drank 12 pack of 16 ounce natural ices in like 5 minutes, and then demon came out. Yeah, on Saturn, and that was my last fucking debacle. You understand? So there was Saturnian energy flying everywhere right then. And then there was my fucking crazy numbers that have to do with black magic. And then there was the 11 to midnight hour that has to do with more fucking black magic. And then it has to do with the other side of Saturn. I know I always talk about the bad, but look, to talk about some good, just screenshot that and get some of that. Every one of those are ruled by Saturn. Good. So you need to get the shit and get it in you. So, you know, not only, you know, our souls are developed, okay? And it's impossible to develop a soul that's even worth shit nowadays. All right, but there were certain experiences young in my life that if it wasn't there implanted, you know, that was foreseen, you know, that I didn't know at the time was going to be used. You know, because you got to think about that. Okay, if we know where we're at in this world. Okay, so if you make a fucking human being, a goy, so stupid and dumb and dull in their thinking to where there's nothing in there, there's no spirit going to be in there good at all that can come through. You don't understand? It's not hard to see that. You know, it's not hard to see that. And seeing they're not lucky. You know, and the crazy thing is, you know, it's not every day that a goy, seriously, because I mean, I didn't have any, this was all developed and all planned. It's not every day that a goy can, the last thing now for the gematria is, you've got all these people doing these videos on, there it is, yeah, but they're the, you can have all these numbers you want to, but unless you have the recipe to make that shit happen and have that fucking dial tone to the other side, it's useless. It's just there. You understand? And this blood spilled, you know, because we're given names, positions, and all that shit for nothing. And then to eventually be lucky enough to be around a bunch of those demons to where they run the numbers on you because you were given a name, a label, a force. And that's why. And that name fits numbers under that, and then you're fucking whacked. And then not only is your blood harvested here, then your soul goes to this 8th sphere because everything in you is uploaded of materialism. You're a math equation. You're a cube, but you're only fucking 2 dimensions. You see length and width. You don't see height. And everything in your brain has been uploaded with materialism and bullshit, garbage. And all that shit comes out. So you're an equation. And that's my whole point. You got to figure out what fuck's going on with you when it comes to numbers and stuff. Seriously. And I also learned, well, not learned, it's just rediscovering. You know, it's like Harry Potter and Lord of the Rings and shit was introduced at the beginning of the 2000s. And when you run these dates, you can go from like January 1st of 2000 until whenever an event happens. There's going to be a sequence there. Like from 1000 to 1999. Do you understand? From 0 to 999. You know, you have to see, listen, this fucking thing, it's in their little Google shit. I mean, it's there. But you got to know how to see it. That's what I was saying about the rulers. That's centuries to me. You understand? But it has nothing to do with what we physically see. You know, so these so-called wars or plagues and shit, they were all designed to send these souls to the other side. And then when more souls came in, fucking dumb as shit. We're going to dumb them down more and then send them more over there. So you can look back over a lot of centuries and just see the regurgitation of fucking ignorance over and over and over and over and over and over. In the name of what? Nationalism or whatever they want to call it, which is Arianism. It is. It's all fucking crazy. You know, but it's all, there's a seat, they go off, the whole grid is set up. That's what I'm saying. It's like the only reason I'm really doing this is because there's no fighting this. You know, they set the alphabet, they set the whole world up under fucking satanic gematria, and it all has to do with numbers. And all the letters you see, the names on all your document, that's numbers. It's all black magic, every fucking bit of it, from top to bottom, every bit of it. And that's what I'm saying. And as we grew as the idiots, this demon entity has grown around these brotherhoods, sub-brotherhoods, the ones that, you know, make shit pop off, and then they get on the news and sell it and then scare these product of goy humans, and then they move the masses through the impulses through the screens. You know, it's not hard to see it. It's just like with the idiots. You can tell them, write down what you're taking up for when you're against me. So do an inventory of what you're taking up for. Everybody wakes up, you know, everybody drinks coffee. It's like, look, if they don't teach you, you need to drink water first, though. Let that get soaked in and let it get into your brain because it's dehydrated. But you don't. You go straight to what dehydrates it more. So that puts a strain on your thinking right there. So therefore, our conversation has been negated due to you and your lack of nourishment of something very important that has to do with conversation about your anatomy and how dumb that you are already. But yet you're going to show me money and a piece of paper on the wall? Yeah, exactly. Our point's proven. Next. Do you see what I mean? And we can just go on from there. Okay, you're the same one, so in 10 years, you know, I'll look at how many side effects. So there's some hospitals just from that. Just from that. We got brain disease centers. There's some careers in there just from that. Next. Do you understand? Do you see how it's just flying through me? But I'm serious. It's, you know, if you want to really get real, throw some dates down there about you and I'll look at them. I'm serious. Because there's going to be meaning to them. You know, this ain't no accident. It's not no accident. It's not an accident that just some stupid goy, you know, fucking sitting there has just an idiot, dumb drunk. Lost everything, too. I'm talking about everybody has left him. Anybody would have done relapse, but that's not him. That was just, you know, the path was already foreseen for certain things to happen and for the keys to be unlocked, you know, and for him to devour book after book, compare and all this shit, and then come to a realization, just like others have said, that it's not real. It's all deception. You have to go back before the printing press and then see the influence of the materialism that's coming, that's already here and been here. But that's what I'm saying. You can go back and see the ruler, which is centuries, and just see it. Just these impulses come in to the world, you know, and this knowledge comes from the other side. It's fucking crazy, is what you'll say over and over, because I had to go through it, you know. But anytime throughout history, it don't matter. There's others like me, there's others like you, but throughout history, the masses always destroy the messengers. They destroy them. They go at them. They don't understand. I just gave them the whole reason. And those are the hospital industry, career professionals, CEOs sitting there with their money going, there ain't nothing wrong with coffee. Yeah, it is. Go a year without that and drink spring water in the morning. Get some shit going in there and then come to me and have a conversation. You don't get to bring your 5-minute segment mind and your pieces of paper and your money, because we can see your family tree is shit. You see what all that fucking fame and position did? It fucked up your whole family tree. They're all fucking lazy little AI dumb little screen dummy demons. We can next. I love you.